Hi there, and thanks for tuning in. Today we're starting chapter 11, and we're mainly focusing on how to reflect points on the coordinate plane or the graph, and then also how to draw points on the plane and then connect them to make shapes or polygons. Today we're going to be looking at 12 things to write down. You do need a piece of graph paper for today's notes. You can take your notes on a piece of graph paper and just tape them into your notebook, or you can just have a cut up piece of graph paper and put in your notebook as well. Let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm going to show you is how to reflect a point on the x-axis and the y-axis. This first one says reflect the point 3, -4 on the x-axis. Before we can reflect it, we're going to plot it. So 3, -4 is going to be to the right 3, 1, 2, 3, and down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Just a little refresher, here's the x-axis. So reflecting it across the x-axis, you're going to think of like the x-axis as maybe when you're looking over a lake and you can see reflections on top and bottom of the lake. What we're going to have to do is you're just going to have to see how many spaces it takes to get this dot or this point to the x-axis. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 spots to go, so we need to just go 4 on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's my new point. So before we were at 3, -4, but now my new point is 3, +4. So notice what changed there. And the first thing we're going to write in our notes is what stayed the same when we reflect 3, -4 across the x-axis and what changed. Remember, our new point was 3, 4. Go ahead and pause the video now and answer the questions here, and once you're done, click play. Okay, so what stayed the same was the x-coordinate. So the x-coordinate doesn't change, but what happened is the y-coordinate changed. Okay, the 4 went, or sorry, the -4 went to a +4. So the y-coordinate changed. Okay, but the x-coordinate didn't. So whenever you reflect something across the x-axis, the x-coordinate stays the same, but the y-coordinate changes. Okay? Let's go ahead and try this one. Again, this one we're trying the same point, 3, -4, 1, 2, 3, down 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, but this time we're reflecting across the y-axis. Here's your y-axis, and you want to think of the y-axis as like a mirror. You're going to do the same thing here that you did before. There are 1, 2, 3 steps to get us to the y-axis, so we're going to continue on the other side 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. Our new point, our first point was 3, -4. Our new point is -3, -4. Okay, so you're going to be asked the same question again here. What stayed the same when we reflected the point 3, -4 across the y-axis, and what changed? Remember, our new point is -3, -4. Go ahead and pause the video to answer the questions, and once you're done, click play. For this example, since we reflected across the y-axis, the y-coordinate stays the same. The one that did not stay the same was the x-coordinate. The x-coordinate went from a +3 to a -3. So anytime we reflect something across the y-axis, the x-coordinate changes. The next thing we're going to write in our notes are both of these things. So number 3, when you reflect a point across the x-axis, the y-coordinate changes. And when you reflect a point across the y-axis, the x-coordinate changes. Just a reminder, in an order pair, x-coordinate is always first and y-coordinate is always second. And how they change is they're just changing to their opposites. So you either are going from positive to negative or negative to positive. Let's go ahead and take the time now to pause the video to make sure that you write down numbers 3 and 4 in your notes, and once you're done, click play. So these next few you're going to try on your own. Letter A is you're going to reflect across the x-axis, and letter B you're going to reflect across the y-axis. Remember, when you reflect across the x-axis, the y changes, and when you reflect across the y-axis, the x changes. Go ahead and take time now to find out the answers to 5 through 10. Let's go ahead and pause the video now. and once you're done, click play to check your work. Okay, so letter A, we're reflecting across the x-axis. That means the 3 would change, so your answer would be 7, -3. Reflecting across the y-axis, the x would change, so that -7 would be our answer, -7, +3. For number 6, when we reflect across the x-axis, the y will change, so that one would be -4, -6. When we reflect across the y-axis, the x would change, so +4, +6. For number 7, reflecting across the x-axis is going to change the y, so 5, +5. And reflecting across the y-axis, we're going to change that x, so -5, -5. Remember, I'm still going back to the original point here. Number 8, we're going to reflect across the x-axis, so the y will change, so we'll have -8, +3. And then for reflecting across the y-axis, the x will change, so +8, -3. Number 9, when we reflect across the x-axis, the y changes, so 0, -1. And we reflect across the y-axis, the x will change, but 0 really won't change there, so we'll just keep it at 0, 1. Number 10, we're going to change the y coordinate, but 0 can't be positive or negative, so that one stays the same for 10A. 10B, though, will change because when we reflect across the y-axis, that x coordinate will change to a +5. How did you do? So next part we're going to move on, and this is where you're going to need your graph paper. What we're going to do now, this is the second part of your homework that you're going to see, is there's going to be some points given to you. So what we're going to do is plot these points on the graph. Point A, we went to the right 1 and up 5. Point B, we went to the right 2 and up 9. Point C, we go to the right 6 and up 8. And point D, we went to the right 8 and up 1. All you have to do now is connect the dots as straight with a straight line as you can. It's a little bit trickier here on this tablet. And then you just name the polygon. This is going to be a kite that we drew. Okay? So you're going to go ahead and try this one in your notes. Use that graph paper that you have. Go ahead and pause the video now and try to graph letters J, K, and M and connect your dots. And once you're done, click play. Here's what all 3 of your points should look like, and when you connect them all together using a straight line, you're going to notice that you made a triangle. How'd you do? The last one in your notes, again, let's pause the video here. You're going to draw the points and then connect the dots. Once you're done, click play to check your... Here are all your points. Once you're done, it's looking like we're going to have a square or rectangle, and once you connect your points, we do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one will be a square. Okay? That's going to conclude our notes for today. Just make sure you have all your 12 things written down in your notes, and we'll catch you next time.